Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Young and the Restless predictions suspect Sharon Newman could be headed for a breakdown now that her mental health appears to be declining on the CBS Sudser. Currently on Y&R, Sharon Newman is turning heads with her odd behavior. First, her daughter, Mariah Copeland, noticed she was off when she went to visit her at home. She knocked on the door continuously, and when Sharon didn't answer, she let herself in and found her staring off into space. Later, on Young and the Restless, Mariah's wife, Tessa Porter, noticed it too. Now, Sharon's youngest daughter, Faith Newman, is growing concerned. Recently, she became distraught while looking at photos of her deceased daughter, Cassie Newman. Of course, as a mother, that's only natural when you lose a child. However, it's not typical behavior for Sharon. She's acting out of character, and it looks like the start of something big. At least now Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, seems to be getting a decent storyline on Young and the Restless. For a while there, she was rarely on screen and seemed to be getting sidelined by the showrunners. Sharon's fan base is huge and they want to see her on the canvas regularly. Thankfully, they're getting their wish because things are shaking up for Sharon, but she may have a bumpy road ahead. No doubt, it's looking like the beginning of a crisis for Sharon. Fans know she suffers from bipolar disorder, but it's been under control for quite a while. However, her doctor recently put her on new meds for it, and it has her feeling out of sorts. That's what made Mariah Copeland, Karen Grimes, and Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, begin to worry. And now her emotions are all over the place, which is concerning Faith Newman, Raylan Caster, on Young and the Restless. Of course, there's a chance nothing will come of it. She told her doctor the new medication isn't sitting well with her, so he may take her off of it. However, it's likely the groundwork is being laid for a struggle for Sharon. Perhaps there's something underlying that her psychiatrist overlooked, something other than bipolar disorder. If so, she could be facing a real challenge soon. And this might be the beginning of a roller coaster ride for Sharon on Young and the Restless. There are shakeups all over Geno City on Y&R. Tune in every day to see if Sharon Newman continues to spiral downward on the CBS daytime drama. Geno City is no stranger to drama, heartbreak, and scandal, but few characters have carried as much emotional weight over the years as Sharon Newman. Whether she's navigating torrid love affairs, tackling mental health challenges, or getting tangled in the latest family feud, Sharon always brings complexity and raw emotion to every scene. But recent storylines suggest that she may be heading toward another emotional cliff, and this time, it could push her further than ever before. Let's dive into the signs, speculate on what's next, and explore how the writers might take Sharon, and viewers, on yet another roller coaster ride. On the surface, Sharon Rosales seems relatively stable. She's managing her coffee house, holding her family together, and even lending her professional expertise as a therapist. But soap fans know all too well that calm waters often hide turbulent currents. Over the past few months, Sharon has been holding in a lot. Since the death of Ray Rosales, she has tried to mask her grief and power through. Sure, she's had supportive moments from Nick and her children, but grief isn't a straight line, and Sharon has always been someone who internalizes pain until it erupts. Fans have noticed subtle signs, the distant gazes, the distracted conversations, the moments when she seems lost in thought. The writers are clearly laying groundwork for a major emotional reckoning. Ray's sudden and tragic death was a turning point in Sharon's story. While she mourned him publicly, there was little closure. Their marriage had rocky moments, and Ray's death came before they could truly resolve their lingering issues. That type of unfinished business can fester, especially for someone like Sharon, who has struggled with abandonment and insecurity for most of her life. Ray's ghost, figurative, or perhaps even literal, if the writers lean into the dramatic, could become more present as Sharon's guilt and loneliness build. Could we see Sharon begin to hallucinate or dream about Ray, leading to questions about her mental state? This wouldn't be unprecedented in Genoa City, and it might be the emotional spark that ignites a full-blown crisis. One of the most compelling aspects of Sharon's character is how she balances strength and vulnerability. She's overcome a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, custody battles, romantic betrayals, and multiple legal and personal disasters. Yet time again, she finds her footing. With Faith off to college, Maria and Tessa busy navigating parenthood, and Nick once again entangled in his own drama, Sharon may be feeling emotionally stranded. She's often the one others turn to for advice and support. But who does Sharon lean on when her own foundation starts to crack? Viewers may soon see her reach a breaking point, where she starts to question her purpose and identity beyond being everyone else's emotional anchor. Soap operas thrive on messy relationships, and Sharon's love life has always been a source of both strength and turmoil. Recently, there have been hints that sparks could fly again between Sharon and Nick, or possibly even Adam. Both men share complicated histories with Sharon, filled with passion, betrayal, and redemption. But rekindling romance with either could destabilize her already fragile emotional state. A love triangle, or square, if chance or another new suitor is introduced, could easily push Sharon into emotionally murky territory. Imagine this. Sharon falls for Adam again, igniting a fierce reaction from Nick, while Chelsea watches from the sidelines with her own agenda. Throw in a major misunderstanding or a scandalous reveal, perhaps involving something from Sharon's past, and suddenly she's not just heartbroken, but unraveling in front of everyone. The show has never shied away from portraying Sharon's struggles with bipolar disorder, and the writers have largely done so with sensitivity. But it's been a while since that part of her character took center stage. If Sharon begins showing signs of a manic or depressive episode, perhaps triggered by emotional overload, unresolved grief, or personal betrayal, it could open the door for a new powerful arc. Viewers could see her questioning reality, pulling away from loved ones, or even making impulsive decisions that threaten her career and relationships. This kind of storyline would not only give Sharon Case, who plays Sharon, a chance to shine dramatically, but it would also re-engage longtime fans who appreciate the show's thoughtful treatment of mental health. Cassie's death remains one of the most iconic and traumatic moments in Young and the Restless history. And while her twin, Mariah, has helped Sharon heal in many ways, there's still emotional residue there.